All right, in today's video, I'm going to address some questions in regards to another video I posted where people were asking, do the kits for the crank hubs with the cone actually help and make life easier? You don't have to drop the oil pan. Not true. Come check it out. We have an E92 in the lift here. Everything is still attached, so still a good video for demonstration purposes. The first problem we're going to have before we get to our cone is drilling for the crank, right? Let me grab my drill real quick. When you have the radiator right behind you, your rad support, your front bumper, it's going to be extremely difficult to make sure that you got a dead on center shot when you drill for your crank. Now, if you make a mistake and you come in at an angle, you're going to have to re-drill that crankshaft. However, do you know when you're going to find out you have to re-drill that crankshaft? You're going to have to find out when something goes wrong. And something will go wrong if those holes are not drilled on center. Now, back to the cone. That cone, in theory, is supposed to sit right here. It passes through the front of your block, all right? And it's going to come right over here in front of your actual crank snout. And it's supposed to catch any shavings that may fall into your oil pan. Well, check this building out behind us. Look at this big, massive warehouse, 22-foot ceilings, AC on blast. Anyone opens that front door or that bay door, we have positive air pressure in the shop. Positive air pressure is going to want to escape outside, all right? Well, what does that mean? That means if you have the tiniest metal particle floating around, it may find its way into your crankcase, okay? These cones are not airtight. There still is a gap for material to pass through and fall into the block and then ultimately down into your oil pan. Yes, you can get away with grease and everything, but then guess what? Your oil pan's on. How are you going to clean the grease from behind the front of the block? God forbid any grease should get in there. Then it looks like you're going to pull the oil pan anyway. That is why we like to pull the entire front clip and pull the subframe, pull the oil pan. That is the only way to ensure that there are no metal shavings inside your crankcase when doing a crank hub job. I'm not calling out any shops. I'm not calling out any manufacturers of these kits that sell the cones. I'm just giving you straight facts, all right? This is not an opinion. There is no way to 110% guarantee that that cone will eliminate every single piece of metal shaving that may fall into your crankcase when doing the crank hub. So do it the right way. The mindset of, oh, it can save me some time. If you have the mindset as a mechanic or an engineer, if it may save some time, it never works. And I've been doing this 20 years. When it may save me some time, I end up doing the job again. That's why I don't look for things that may save some time. Do it the right way, do it the hard way, do it the long way, but guess what? That means it's done the right way.